Yo, Troy, do you have a pencil? Never mind, I'll get another one.
Welcome to Anderson University Athletics. We're excited to show you the many places we call home as an Anderson Trojan today. You're going to get an inside look at our locker rooms, at some of our fields, some of our athletic spaces. So enjoy the tour today, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Go Trojans!
from. Actually, one of the best teams in the country. And you know, Reese and Callahan and the boys are coming up for the top. I mean, just look at that 500-yard drive. And how can we forget about PJ and his players? They won the most consecutive games in program history to start the year. So, a National Player and Assistant Coach of the Year, 3 SAC Coaches of the Year, 5 All-Americans, 2 Freshmen of the Year, 4 National Players of the Week, 3 Conference Championships, 2 hosted regionals, and we are just getting started, people. This fall, we welcome 30 women's lacrosse student athletes to the Trojan family for the first time in school history. We welcome new coaches and new members of Trojan Army ready to cheer for the black and gold. Let's make the next 8 months even better than the last. Let's make it happen.
Yo, Troy, do you have a pencil? Never mind. I'll get another one.
Welcome to Anderson University Athletics. We're excited to show you the many places we call home as an Anderson Trojan today. You're going to get an inside look at our locker rooms, at some of our fields, some of our athletic spaces. So enjoy the tour today, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Go Trojans!
Well, look where we are. Only 3 months ago, we were finishing up one of the best athletic years in Anderson history. I mean, do you remember what happened last season? Let's recap. So, volleyball won 11 of their last 12 and won the conference title. They got some nice bling to prove it. Men's soccer had their 4th straight top 5 finish in the conference. Or how about Spencer's game-winning header Or women's basketball winning 9 of the last 10. Crazy. I know, trust me. You know what else is crazy? Going running in the sweltering heat and freezing cold. But hey, both cross-country teams are ready to run this conference now. Get it? Run? No! Football doesn't have any players yet, but we hired these dudes. And Bobby.
Support your football team. Let's go Trojans!
Bobby's still Bobby. Remember when men's basketball beat the number 2 team in the nation? Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of us were there. How amazing was that? And these girls are amazing too, flipping through the air as an easy people. Oh yeah, and we invited some people to come run, jump, throw some things around on our brand new track, and it was awesome. Women's tennis, they swept number 19 Lenore Ryan like it was nothing. And men's tennis upset 2 top 25 teams in the nation and the top seed in the conference dirty. Holy cow, you remember this? Man, they were excited and ranked for the first time ever. Shiny helmets for the dub, baby. Oh my gosh. And you remember whenever Reese said this?
That is the best player in NCAA.
I mean, he's not wrong. This squad won too many awards to remember, but it's a safe bet it'll happen again.
No betting, kids.
Speaking of the best player in the country, let me introduce you to Jessica Rathbone. Actually, one of the best teams in the country. And you know, Reese and Callahan and the boys are coming up for the top. I mean, just look at that 500-yard drive. And how can we forget about PJ and his players? They won the most consecutive games in program history to start the year. So, a national player and assistant coach of the year, 3 SAC coaches of the year, 5 All-Americans, 2 freshmen of the year, 4 national players of the week, 3 conference championships, 2 hosted regionals, and we are just getting started, people. This fall, we welcome 30 women's lacrosse student athletes to the Trojan family for the first time in school history. We welcome new coaches and new members of Trojan Army ready to cheer for the black and gold. Let's make the next 8 months even better than the last. Let's make it happen.
Yo, Troy, do you have a pencil? Never mind. I'll get another one.
Welcome to Anderson University Athletics. We're excited to show you the many places we call home as an Anderson Trojan today. You're going to get an inside look at our locker rooms, at some of our fields, some of our athletic spaces. So enjoy the tour today, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Go Trojans!
Well, well, well. Look where we are. Only 3 months ago, we were finishing up one of the best athletic years in Anderson history. I mean, do you remember what happened last season? Let's recap. So, volleyball won 11 of their last 12 and won the conference title. They got some nice bling to prove it. Men's soccer had their 4th straight top 5 finish in the conference. Or how about Spencer's game-winning header, or women's basketball winning 9 of the last 10? Crazy. I know, trust me. You know what else is crazy? Going running in the sweltering heat and freezing cold. But hey, both cross-country teams are ready to run this conference now. Get it? Run? No! Football doesn't have any players yet, but we hired these dudes. And Bobby.
Support your football team. Let's go Trojans.
Bobby's still Bobby. Remember when men's basketball beat the number 2 team in the nation? Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of us were there. How amazing was that? And these girls are amazing too. Flipping through the air is an easy, people. Oh yeah, and we invited some people to come run, jump, throw some things around on our brand new track, and it was awesome. Women's tennis, they swept number 19 Lenore Ryan like it was nothing. And men's tennis upset 2 top 25 teams in the nation and the top seed in the conference dirty. Holy cow, you remember this? Man, they were excited. And ranked for the first time ever. Shiny helmets for the dub, baby. Oh my gosh. And you remember whenever Reese said this?
That is the best player in NCAA.
I mean, he's not wrong. This squad won too many awards to remember, but it's a safe bet. It'll happen again.
No betting, kids.
Speaking of the best player in the country, let me introduce you to Jessica Rathbone. Actually, one of the best teams in the country. And you know, Reese and Callahan and the boys are coming up for the top. I mean, just look at that 500-yard drive. And how can we forget about PJ and his players? They won the most consecutive games in program history to start the year. So, a national player and assistant coach of the year, 3 SAC coaches of the year, 5 All-Americans, 2 freshmen of the year, 4 national players of the week, 3 conference championships, 2 hosted regionals, and we are just getting started, people. This fall, we welcome 30 women's lacrosse student athletes to the Trojan family for the first time in school history. We welcome new coaches and new members of Trojan Army ready to cheer for the black and gold. Let's make the next 8 months even better than the last. Let's make it happen.
Yo, Troy, do you have a pencil? Never mind. I'll get another one.
Welcome to Anderson University Athletics. We're excited to show you the many places we call home as an Anderson Trojan today. You're going to get an inside look at our locker rooms, at some of our fields, some of our athletic spaces. So enjoy the tour today, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Go Trojans! Thankful that you could all join us tonight to celebrate these men and women. Man, what a fun time. You know, we haven't been able to do this in a long time. So as we look back to, man, the many years and all the many unbelievable years of athletics we've had here, what a neat way to come back this year and to commemorate that, but also celebrate our newest inductees. So when you guys think of Anderson University, I hope you know we are moving in a great direction. Anderson University right now is the largest private school in the state of South Carolina. And that doesn't happen just by chance. That happens with just, absolutely, let's clap it up. I like that, yes. That happens with great leadership, that happens with great vision, and that happens with the idea of culture, right? Culture is built by design, it's not by default. And we have been very intentional with building an environment and a space where students can not only do well academically, but do well athletically. So it's neat to see all these pieces come together tonight. So first off, thank you for being here. Inductees, I can't wait to learn a little bit more of your story tonight and let everyone else hear that as well. We have we have people from all over the nation, but also people from all over the world coming here tonight to be a part of this event. So I think that's pretty neat as well. So when you think about it, now I do want to recognize one special person as our inductee that came back. They've been inducted before. So Glenn Corbett, raise your hand. Big Glenn, so good to have you, brother. Yep. So, and that's what I'm hoping we continue to do. When you think about Anderson, when you think about being a Trojan, that's part of a family. There's more to being a Trojan than just competing on those courts and going to class. It's a way of living. So when you wear this Trojan head, it means something. So I hope as Glenn sees it, when he comes back, I hope you inductees come back and be a part of this over the many, many years to come, because that's important in building that Trojan family and that identity. So all that said, we're going to open in prayer, and then I'm going to kind of give you some direction for the evening. But man, as we think tonight, before we get started, I want us just to celebrate our inductees. So look around your table, look at the inductees, and let's give them a round of applause real quick, right? I'm sure we'll see tonight that throughout their answering of questions, the opportunity to just share a little bit, that they didn't do this alone. And if you're in this room, that's probably pretty special too. So thank y'all for being a part of their story and helping them be successful, not only in sport here at AU, but also in life in general. So that being said, let's open with a word of prayer. Tracy Jessup, Dr. Jessup, has just joined our staff not too long ago. He's our Vice President of Christian Ministries and our campus pastor. Great guy, love him to death. Mind praying for us?
Let's pray. Father, we do thank you for all the stories that are represented in this room, around these tables. Most of all, we thank you for what we share in common. That is, we are part of your story. And we thank you for the way that you have written us into your story. We think about tonight and how we're surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses. And in light of that, we pray that we will run with perseverance the race that is marked out for us, looking unto Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross and scorning its shame, and crossed that finish line to sit down at the right hand of God the Father. Thank you for each of these inductees tonight. We honor them, we celebrate them, and we pray that tonight would be a special night, not only for them, but for all of us. Thank you for your hand on Anderson University, for the way that you are blessing this university, and we pray that we will continue to submit our vision, our goals, our desires, our purposes to your good plan. Thank you for the food that you've placed before us. Thank you for what you're going to do in and through us because of our gathering here together tonight. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, so quick just update, a quick regret. Dr. Whitaker and Ms. Whitaker unfortunately couldn't be with us tonight. Dr. Whitaker and Ms. Whitaker are not feeling well. So we have their spot here, but unfortunately they're not going to be able to join us. So they do want to send their congratulatory note to all of the inductees and just let you know they wish they could be here. Now that being said, we all are hungry, I know, right? So let's talk a little bit about food and the plan for the evening, all right? So as you continue to partake in your salad, just know that the hors d'oeuvres in the back left are going to go away. That's going to be a coffee bar here shortly. So they'll bring some coffee out so you can have coffee tonight. I know there's a lot of coffee drinkers in here. So they will have that ready to go here shortly once we start sitting down and eating. The far back right, you guys' left, I guess, is our dessert bar. So whenever you want to grab some dessert, just get up, go get it. They'll replenish that throughout the evening. But if you're really particular about something that you want, you may want to go early on and just go ahead and put it in front of your plate. Make sure you get your dessert. right? Obviously, we have, some tea and water throughout the evening. Now, restrooms, if you haven't had a chance to find those yet, they're in 2 spots. You can go right out the middle door here. Just go straight kind of behind the wall until on the left there's some drink machines and everything. That's the men's and women's restroom. And then straight behind us on that back wall is also some men's and women's restrooms. So feel free to use those whenever. Now, I want you to understand, this is kind of a fun night. I don't want to be too stuffy. I want us to have a little bit of fun. So if you need to get up and get some coffee, get some drink, get some dessert, don't hesitate to do that throughout the evening. That's great. All right, now, we're going to kind of dismiss per table for food. So what you're going to do with food is you're going to kind of go out the middle door here, kind of the one we came in. You'll go back out that door. And then circle around the back and come in those 2 doors for the food. Tonight we're going to have a little bit of steak, a little bit of chicken, some mashed potatoes, some asparagus to go along with our meal and our dessert. So I'm excited about that as well. So any questions? Everybody feel good about that? So I'll come by. I'm going to make sure that your table gets a chance to move. So just relax, hang out. We'll eat for a little bit, and then we're going to try to get this thing rolling, okay? We want to make sure, we told you guys we'd be out here by 8:30. We want to try to make sure we do that, so we're going to try to stay on time. But the neat thing about that is when we finish, there's opportunities to take pictures. So I know you've done a lot of that early, but if someone got here late and you get a chance to, we'll have some opportunity afterwards to take pictures. We also have the fountain right outside this building. If you'd like to take right outside the room, you can take a picture there as well. So, man, we're so excited to have you guys here, excited about the evening. Enjoy yourself, and we will start dismissing accordingly to start enjoying the food. All right, and I'll be back up shortly. Thanks.
Yo, Troy, do you have a pencil? Never mind. I'll get another one.
Welcome to Anderson University Athletics. We're excited to show you the many places we call home as an Anderson Trojan today. You're going to get an inside look at our locker rooms, at some of our fields, some of our athletic spaces. So enjoy the tour today, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Go Trojans!
Well. Look where we are. Only 3 months ago, we were finishing up one of the best athletic years in Anderson history. I mean, do you remember what happened last season? Let's recap. So, volleyball won 11 of their last 12 and won the conference title. They got some nice bling to prove it. Men's soccer had their 4th straight top 5 finish in the conference. Or how about Spencer's game-winning header, or women's basketball winning 9 of the last 10? Crazy. I know, trust me. You know what else is crazy? Going running in the sweltering heat and freezing cold. But hey, both cross-country teams are ready to run this conference now. Get it? Run? No! Football doesn't have any players yet, but we hired these dudes. And Bobby.
Support your football team. Let's go Trojans!
Bobby's still Bobby. Remember when men's basketball beat the number 2 team in the nation? Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of us were there. How amazing was that? And these girls are amazing too. Flipping through the air is an easy, people. Oh yeah, and we invited some people to come run, jump, throw some things around on our brand new track, and it was awesome. Women's tennis, they swept number 19 Lenore Ryan like it was nothing. And men's tennis upset 2 top 25 teams in the nation and the top seed in the conference dirty. Holy cow, you remember this? Man, they were excited and ranked for the first time ever. Shiny helmets for the dub, baby. Oh my gosh. And you remember whenever Reese said this?
That is the best player in NCAA.
I mean, he's not wrong. This squad won too many awards to remember, but it's a safe bet. It'll happen again.
No betting, kids.
Speaking of the best player in the country, let me introduce you to Jessica Rathbone. Actually, one of the best teams in the country. And you know, Reese and Callahan and the boys are coming up for the top. I mean, just look at that 500-yard drive. And how can we forget about PJ and his players? They won the most consecutive games in program history to start the year. So, a national player and assistant coach of the year, 3 SAC coaches of the year, 5 All-Americans, 2 freshmen of the year, 4 national players of the week, 3 conference championships, 2 hosted regionals, and we are just getting started, people. This fall, we welcome 30 women's lacrosse student athletes to the Trojan family for the first time in school history. We welcome new coaches and new members of Trojan Army ready to cheer for the black and gold. Let's make the next 8 months even better than the last. Let's make it happen.
Yo, Troy, do you have a pencil? Never mind. I'll get another one.
Welcome to Anderson University Athletics. We're excited to show you the many places we call home as an Anderson Trojan today. You're going to get an inside look at our locker rooms, at some of our fields, some of our athletic spaces. So enjoy the tour today, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Go Trojans!
Well, well, well. Look where we are. Only 3 months ago, we were finishing up one of the best athletic years in Anderson history. I mean, do you remember what happened last season? Let's recap. So, volleyball won 11 of their last 12 and won the conference title. They got some nice bling to prove it. Men's soccer had their 4th straight top 5 finish in the conference. Or how about Spencer's game-winning header, or women's basketball winning 9 of the last 10? Crazy. I know, trust me. You know what else is crazy? Going running in the sweltering heat and freezing cold. But hey, both cross-country teams are ready to run this conference now. Get it? Run? No! Football doesn't have any players yet, but we hired these dudes. And Bobby.
Support your football team. Let's go Trojans.
Bobby's still Bobby. Remember when men's basketball beat the number 2 team in the nation? Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of us were there. How amazing was that? And these girls are amazing too, flipping through the air as an easy people. Oh yeah, and we invited some people to come run, jump, throw some things around on our brand new track, and it was awesome. Women's tennis, they swept number 19 Lenore Ryan like it was nothing. And men's tennis upset 2 top 25 teams in the nation and the top seed in the conference dirty. Holy cow, you remember this? Man, they were excited and ranked for the first time ever. Shiny helmets for the dub, baby. Oh my gosh. And do you remember whenever Reese said this?
That is the best player in NCAA.
I mean, he's not wrong. This squad won too many awards to remember, but it's a safe bet. It'll happen again.
No betting, kids.
Speaking of the best player in the country, let me introduce you to Jessica Rathbone. Actually, one of the best teams in the country. And you know, Reese and Callahan and the boys are coming up for the top. I mean, just look at that 500-yard drive. And how can we forget about PJ and his players? They won the most consecutive games in program history to start the year. So, a national player and assistant coach of the year, 3 SAC coaches of the year, 5 All-Americans, 2 freshmen of the year, 4 national players of the week, 3 conference championships, 2 hosted regionals, and we are just getting started, people. This fall, we welcome 30 women's lacrosse student athletes to the Trojan family for the first time in school history. We welcome new coaches and new members of Trojan Army ready to cheer for the black and gold. Let's make the next 8 months even better than the last. Let's make it happen.
Yo, Troy, do you have a pencil? Never mind. I'll get another one.
Welcome to Anderson University Athletics. We're excited to show you the many places we call home as an Anderson Trojan today. You're going to get an inside look at our locker rooms, at some of our fields, some of our athletic spaces. So enjoy the tour today, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Go Trojans!
Well, well, well. Look where we are. Only 3 months ago, we were finishing up one of the best athletic years in Anderson history. I mean, do you remember what happened last season? Let's recap. So, volleyball won 11 of their last 12 and won the conference title. They got some nice bling to prove it. Men's soccer had their 4th straight top 5 finish in the conference. Or how about Spencer's game-winning header, or women's basketball winning 9 of the last 10? Crazy. I know, trust me. You know what else is crazy? Going running in the sweltering heat and freezing cold. But hey, both cross-country teams are ready to run this conference now. Get it? Run? No! Football doesn't have any players yet, but we hired these dudes. And Bobby.
Support your football team. Let's go Trojans.
Bobby's still Bobby. Remember when men's basketball beat the number 2 team in the nation? Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of us were there. How amazing was that? And these girls are amazing too, flipping through the air as an easy people. Oh yeah, and we invited some people to come run, jump, throw some things around on our brand new track, and it was awesome. Women's tennis, they swept number 19 Lenore Ryan like it was nothing. And men's tennis upset 2 top 25 teams in the nation and the top seed in the conference dirty. Holy cow, you remember this? Man, they were excited and ranked for the first time ever. Shiny helmets for the dub, baby. Oh my gosh. And you remember whenever Reese said this?
That is the best player in NCAA.
I mean, he's not wrong. This squad won too many awards to remember, but it's a safe bet. It'll happen again.
No betting, kids.
Speaking of the best player in the country, let me introduce you to Jessica Rathbone. Actually, one of the best teams in the country. And you know, Reese and Callahan and the boys are coming up for the top. I mean, just look at that 500-yard drive. And how can we forget about PJ and his players? They won the most consecutive games in program history to start the year. So, a national player and assistant coach of the year, 3 SAC coaches of the year, 5 All-Americans, 2 freshmen of the year, 4 national players of the week, 3 conference championships, 2 hosted regionals, and we are just getting started, people. This fall, we welcome 30 women's lacrosse student athletes to the Trojan family for the first time in school history. We welcome new coaches and new members of Trojan Army ready to cheer for the black and gold. Let's make the next 8 months even better than the last. Let's make it happen.
Yo, Troy, do you have a pencil? Never mind. I'll get another one.
Welcome to Anderson University Athletics. We're excited to show you the many places we call home as an Anderson Trojan today. You're going to get an inside look at our locker rooms, at some of our fields, some of our athletic spaces. So enjoy the tour today, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Go Trojans!
Well, well, well. Look where we are. Only 3 months ago, we were finishing up one of the best athletic years in Anderson history. I mean, do you remember what happened last season? Let's recap. So, volleyball won 11 of their last 12 and won the conference title. They got some nice bling to prove it. Men's soccer had their 4th straight top 5 finish in the conference. Or how about Spencer's game-winning header, or women's basketball winning 9 of the last 10? Crazy. I know, trust me. You know what else is crazy? Going running in the sweltering heat and freezing cold. But hey, both cross-country teams are ready to run this conference now. Get it? Run? No! Football doesn't have any players yet, but we hired these dudes. And Bobby.
Support your football team. Let's go Trojans.
Bobby's still Bobby. Remember when men's basketball beat the number 2 team in the nation? Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of us were there. How amazing was that? And these girls are amazing too, flipping through the air as an easy people. Oh yeah, and we invited some people to come run, jump, throw some things around on our brand new track, and it was awesome. Women's tennis, they swept number 19 Lenore Ryan like it was nothing. And men's tennis upset 2 top 25 teams in the nation and the top seed in the conference dirty. Holy cow, you remember this? Man, they were excited. And ranked for the first time ever. Shiny helmets for the dub, baby. Oh my gosh. And you remember whenever Reese said this?
That is the best player in NCAA.
I mean, he's not wrong. This squad won too many awards to remember, but it's a safe bet. It'll happen again.
No betting, kids.
Speaking of the best player in the country, let me introduce you to Jessica Rathbone. Actually, one of the best teams in the country. And you know, Reese and Callahan and the boys are coming up for the top. I mean, just look at that 500-yard drive. And how can we forget about PJ and his players? They won the most consecutive games in program history to start the year. So, a national player and assistant coach of the year, 3 SAC coaches of the year, 5 All-Americans, 2 freshmen of the year, 4 national players of the week, 3 conference championships, 2 hosted regionals, and we are just getting started, people. This fall, we welcome 30 women's lacrosse student athletes to the Trojan family for the first time in school history. We welcome new coaches and new members of Trojan Army ready to cheer for the black and gold. Let's make the next 8 months even better than the last. Let's make it happen.
All right, this is your 5-minute warning. We'll get started here in about 5 minutes. Get some coffee, dessert, keep eating. But if you need to use the restroom, we'll get started in about 5 minutes. Oh, you're good. All right, if I could ask you to find your seat. It is so fun to see these kiddos running around. This is what it's about right here, the future Trojans. I don't know if anybody saw, I guess you could have requested chicken nuggets tonight as well from Chick-fil-A, so that was pretty cool. For the kiddos, we had some chicken nuggets. Let's go. I like it. Well, like I said, throughout the evening, feel free to get up, get dessert. There's still dessert on the dessert table. There's still coffee in the back. If you haven't had a chance to get that, please feel free, both regular and decaf back there. You need to use the restroom again. You can go right out these side doors or through the back doors. Both places have restrooms. So we are excited to get this evening rolling. So a couple of things I want to mention first. Number one, I guess I forgot to mention that my name is Bert Epting. I'm the Vice President of Athletics here. Had the opportunity to be here for about the last 6 years, about 4.5 in this role. So I've been the Vice President for Athletics about 4.5 years and had the opportunity to really invest and love on this campus in ways that I didn't even imagine. God opened the door, and man, it's been a lot of fun, a lot of excitement through AU Athletics. So, and when you think about over the last 6 or so years, tonight you're going to hear and maybe see some things that you didn't even know we had, right? So if I'm Whitney, I'm thinking, man, look at that track and field. Where did that come from, right? Or if you're Lasse, like we're eating on the soccer field right now, or what was the soccer field. And now we have a beautiful turf field with a beautiful soccer lacrosse field house. If you're Deidra, you're thinking about, man, have you seen the court? You know, we've got the opportunity to redo that a little bit and really invest in our Abney Athletic Center. And then many, many other things. I don't know, I mean, Blair, we got a beautiful locker room, some different things there now, clubhouse. So, you know, there's been a great investment in athletics. And I think that is a direct attribute to Anderson and our leadership. Dr. Whitaker has been very particular over the last 20 years to really invest in academics. We have grown this university through our academic side of the house, which has been great. And over the last 5, 6, 7 years, we've really been able to invest in athletics in ways we hadn't even realized in the past. More scholarships, more resources, more facilities. You know, when you think about Anderson Athletics, we're 12% of the population. We have about 390, what is our number now, Matt? 364 student athletes out of a little over 4,100 students here on campus. So it's pretty neat to see how the university continues to grow academically, but also we're starting to grow athletically. And what does that mean? So just recently, we had the opportunity to add men's lacrosse to our kind of athletic offerings. Men's lacrosse is it'll be in its 3rd year. Last 2 years, it was ranked for the first time last year nationally at number 19. This year, we're coming into our 3rd year and expect to compete at a high level. We're starting women's lacrosse this year. So the first time they'll play this spring. So this is 31 women we just added to our campus. And lacrosse is going to be a fun women's sport for us, much like the men's sport was. You think about football. Many of you have heard we're adding AU football. So excited about that. This coming fall of 23, we're going to be welcoming 90 freshman men to campus. I know that sounds very, very scary. If you think of Linda Ferrer, be praying for her. Her husband, Jim Ferrer, is our senior vice president for development, or for student life, and he'll be able to hopefully make that happen for us. So we're going to add 90 men this fall and then another 35 or so to carry 125 men and compete fall of 24. And our plan is to compete right here on AU's campus. If you haven't had a chance to visit our athletic campus, it's 500 yards down the road there, the boulevard. We have a beautiful turf field, beautiful soccer lacrosse field house. We're currently beginning our 45,000 square foot football operations center. We'll have a brand new weight room to go along with the weight room we have. We'll have a brand new sports medicine place that will complement our sports medicine space in Abney. We'll have brand new locker rooms, brand new offices, brand new meeting spaces. You know, right now when I think about our athletic staff, we get the opportunity to meet regularly on our balcony in the Abney, and we get to hear the bouncing balls and the volleyballs and all the excitement on the floor. So it's going to be neat now to have a space like a ballroom like this where we can meet and not have to, you know, talk over coaches or talk over balls. So we're excited about these things, right? It's just beautiful how we're continuing to invest. And that's really due to just the passion we have. AU is right now the best kept secret in the upstate. I truly believe that's it, and that's horrible. We should never be the best kept secret. We talked about that today, right, Tripp? We got to tell that story. So we're trying to do that and trying to do that well. But being a part of this here tonight, hopefully you see the investment. You know, many of you guys, all of you guys, this building has been transformational for us. You know, we're so thankful to be able to move our tennis center, our softball, and our soccer lacrosse field house out, or field, to be able to put this building here. So 6 years ago, this building opened, and it's been transformational for our student experience. So it's pretty neat to see that. So as you think about that, just continue. There's a few things that we'll talk about at the very end, but the important piece is that this is your legacy. So this is Blair's legacy. Lasse, because of the effort you gave, this is yours. Deidra, because of the things you did, we're here tonight. Whitney, Karif, Miss Linton, when Steve was here. The things we have today is part of that legacy. So this isn't necessarily just, oh, look at these students. Think of the sacrifices you made to get us this far. So first I want to say thank you. You guys were here when maybe it wasn't as nice or as fun. But you know what? You made the best of it. You had fun. And honestly, y'all succeeded in ways that we're still trying to live up to. We're trying to find runners like you guys. We're trying to find baseball guys like you guys, basketball guys, soccer guys. You know, we're trying to do that and continue to build that student-athlete feel and that student-athlete experience. So it's pretty neat and a lot of fun. And when I think about that, that comes with the people around this room also. So there's a few folks I want to recognize. We have a few of our senior leaders here. So Dr. Noble, raise your hand. Reggie Gay, raise your hand. Those two guys in the back there. Reggie's our general counsel, VP. And Dr. Noble right there is our vice president for diversity and inclusion. They're doing great jobs, and they are a big part of what we do in athletics. So I thank you guys for being here as well. Linda, raise your hand one more time. Jim Ferreira, this is our student life side of the house, so thank you. Tell Jim we missed him. He had to go a family event he had to be at. We also have all of our athletic staff and some coaches. So if you're a part of our athletic staff or coaches, please raise your hand. We have Matt Finley with compliance. We have some coaches in the back. We have a whole table here. Emily, raise your hand. Others, Lexi. So, Coach, Jimmy's here tonight. There's also another special guest that many of you know, and I love to embarrass her, and she's going to be really mad at me for doing this. She's on the very back table. Miss Becky Farmer is here tonight. And if you guys don't know her, Becky, stand up. Yes, there she is. Miss Becky recently retired from Anderson, which I was not too much happy about. Luckily, she's been around every week, though. We can't, she sticks around and hangs out with us a little bit. But Becky is like an institution, right? She was here with all of you. She's been here many, many years. So Miss Becky, thanks for coming tonight. It's great to have you back. We love you. We always have. We always will. And you're welcome anytime. So that being said, I do want to show you a quick video. Before we get started, there's a video of kind of how we've changed a little bit to give you kind of a preview or just an insight into the spaces that we call Anderson University Athletics. Welcome to Anderson University Athletics. We're excited to show you the many places we call home as an Anderson Trojan today. You're going to get an inside look at our locker rooms, at some of our fields, some of our athletic spaces. So enjoy the tour today, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Go Trojans. How cool was that, right? Let's go. Well, as we get started, I want you to know this is a special night. You know, as we look to celebrate not only great performances, but great people. I think we've got a great person to lead that this evening. So, Tripp, he's our MC for the evening. He's going to be making sure that we celebrate you guys, but also learn a little bit about you. So at this moment in time, the floor is yours. Yes, sir.
Miss Becky, right? Is that right? You're the only person that got a round of applause through Bert's introductions. So for all you other senior leaders, know that in order for you to get a round of applause, you have to retire first. All right? Bert, thank you for the invitation. I am a huge fan of Hall of Fames, so much so that on October 1st of this year, I took a full-time role as the executive director of the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame. So to be able to get an invitation like this to come into another state, to be part of this event tonight, I'm thrilled beyond thrilled. I grew up in sports. As I mentioned, when I was 14, I was a baseball manager at my high school in Burlington, North Carolina. Now, 40 years later, I have a chance to do this. Sports life is blessed me, and I know it's blessed a lot of people in this room. I'm a big fan of the fireside chat format. The idea is that we take the pressure off of the inductee so they don't have to stand behind the podium. And I don't think there's ever been a podium to hold Bert Epting, so I don't even know why they rolled it out tonight. You're welcome. And it gives us a chance to be conversational, as Bert says, to learn a couple of things that maybe you did not know about your colleagues here in the room. So with that, the way the rhythm will work, there'll be an introduction video for our first inductee. No pressure to the first one. And then after the conversation is over, our inductees will meet Bert over here in front of the step and repeat for a grip and grin shot, and then we'll bring the next one up. And it'll flow really well. You won't even know that an hour has gone by, I promise you that. So with that, our first inductee, we will roll the video for Whitney Bischoff.
Our first inductee of the evening is cross-country track and field athlete Whitney Bischoff. Whitney wasted no time in making an impact on both the regional and national levels. She was named Conference Carolinas Freshman of the Year in 2008, while earning first-team All-Conference honors during each of her 4 seasons. She was also named the AU Female Athlete of the Year in both 2011 and 2012. Whitney won 3 conference individual titles, which helped lead Anderson to back-to-back championships in 2010 and 2011. For her efforts, she earned a spot on the NCAA All-Southeast Region team for the 2nd straight year. Whitney qualified for the NCAA's 3 of her 4 years, earning All-American accolades her sophomore year. Whitney was a 12-time Conference Runner of the Week during her junior and senior year, paced the Trojan cross-country squad on 18 consecutive occasions, while posting 12 of the top 15 times in school history in the 5K. As a member of the AU track and field team, she set the school record in the 5K and was a member of the school's record-setting 4x800 relay team. Whitney earned 2 trips to the NCAAs and finished 16th in the 10,000 meter at the 2011 NCAA National Outdoor Track and Field Championships. Her indoor school record for the 3,000 meters stood until 2021, and she still owns the outdoor school record in the 1,500 meter, 5,000 meter, and 10,000 meter. In 2012, Whitney set the South Atlantic Conference record, which still stands today, for the outdoor 5,000 meter, and still holds the 2nd best times in league history in both 1,500 meter and the 10,000 meter. Whitney was first-team academic All-American, SAC Scholar athlete for cross-country, and she was twice named to the NCAA D2 individual All-Academic team, and earned a prestigious NCAA Elite 89 academic award twice. Whitney's dedication and work ethic also led her to being named as the 2012 NCAA Postgraduate Award winner. Please welcome our 2022 Anderson University Hall of Fame inductee, Whitney Bischoff.
And so as the rhythm goes, as our inductee takes the hot seat, there is also a bonus video that will roll for each of our inductees, and I don't know if you know about this or not, so if you would, take a look back at the screen.
Hey Whitney, sorry I can't be there, but I just wanted to send you this message, say how proud I am of you, and that you're more than deserving for this award. The things you were able to accomplish, as an athlete, as a person, as a student, really one of a kind. So I am super happy for you. You deserve this honor, and I wish the best of luck. And we have a little message for you. So you ready? You want to count?
1, 2, 3.
Congratulations, Whitney. Bye.
Hey everybody, Jason Bryan. I was the assistant coach at Anderson from 2009 to 2012. Got to coach Whitney Bischoff, which was such a blessing. Congratulations, Whitney, on being inducted to the Hall of Fame. You are still the toughest runner I've ever coached. And I still tell my athletes that I coach nowadays about you and some of the workouts you did, some of the workouts I made you do. Again, congratulations. I know your team that you were here with, they're excited for you and happy to see you in the Hall of Fame because they know you belong there. So have a great night and congratulations again.
Everybody will get the same 2 questions, the first one and the last one. Everything else in the middle, these folks don't know what the question is going to be. So everybody's going to get this one. How does it feel to have the title Hall of Famer?
Well, I'm very honored, and it was quite a shock, but I'm very honored. And Anderson has always felt like home to me, so to be able to come back and see all of you guys and see a lot of my teammates came here tonight, so it's just been a really fun night.
You're a competitor in both Conference Carolinas and the South Atlantic Conference. Knowing that you had those 2 experiences with different programs throughout your 4 years, was there a competitive difference in either how you trained, how you performed, because it was such a different set of schools during your 4 years?
No, not really, because we always just were working towards to get a little bit faster. And obviously there were different teams and different people that we competed against, but the Conference Carolinas was also in our region, so when we did make the transfer, we still saw a lot of the same people. So it was always just trying to get a little bit better and just working towards those goals.
In 2010, you won a title. In 2011, you won another title. If you're following along, that's back-to-back titles. It's tough to win 1 title, much less 2. It's sort of an open-ended question. It's just open-ended comment. How do you do it?
I would say it was all about my teammates. They were what made me want to run every day and what made me want to always get better. And so just being able to be there and know that they were there around me the whole time, that's what it was all about. It was all about being with them and then doing the best that I could for them every day.
You were a 12-time runner of the week. What made you so strong? And if you watch the video, what gave you that focus? Your expression did not change in any of those photos. Again, sort of open-ended.
I guess focus was I was always focused on my splits. I'm a math person, so I was always thinking about what was my last split, what do I need to get to make sure I stay on track, or who do I need to try to catch up to get to the next level that I needed to be or beat the person that I needed to so that our teammates could get to our team level.
No, that's about everything I asked, so that was good. You were also named to the all-academic team a time or 2. There's no such thing as balance in life, right? It's integration. How did you integrate athletics and academics to be able to perform at such a high level so consistently?
Well, academics has always been really important to me. So when I came to Anderson, it wasn't just about athletics. It was also about the academics. So I knew I wanted to be a teacher. And so I guess I just had to, I don't know how else to say it, balance, but kind of change your mindset. When I was at practice, I was there to run. And when I was in my room working on school stuff, I was there to work on that. So it was kind of just...
So you could literally cut the switch on and off?
Sometimes. I mean, sometimes I couldn't. There were some times where I couldn't focus on schoolwork because I was so worried about track and vice versa. But that was kind of how I tried to balance.
How many runners are in the room? Raise a hand, please. Just a few. Okay, so you probably understand this question. The rest of you, hopefully there'll be some insights. How did you know how to pace yourself? I understand the split thing, and I get the math. But when you're in the moment, how do you know, okay, burst here, don't burst here, lay out there, go harder? Give us some insight. That's
something that I didn't really know how to do very well until I came to college. And so that was something that I had to learn from my coaches. We worked on, splits, and I know the whole math thing, but it kind of came to a thing where your body just learns what a pace is for a 5K or what a pace is for a 10K, and it's just kind of doing it so many times, your body just knows what to do.
You have to listen to yourself. Got it. What are you doing these days?
I'm a teacher. I teach 3rd grade.
So why teaching?
I knew that I wanted to be a teacher. In 2nd grade, I had an awesome teacher, and she made such an impact on me that I wanted to make that same impact on other kids. So I love doing what I do.
So here's the question everybody gets at the end. Who would you like to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank my family. They were there for me from middle school when I started, and they came to almost all of my races. They came to all of my races in college. We were talking tonight on the way up here. My parents would drive up, and then they would drive back home, in the middle of the night to be there for me. They came to most of my races and were always supportive. They were never one of those parents that put a lot of pressure on me. It was all just about, you do what you need to do and what you can do, and we'll be proud of you no matter what. So thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Hall of Famer Whitney Bischoff. Just like we practiced this morning. We did 3.5 hours of this, and now, just kidding. This photographer, just to let you know, I learned earlier today, he is for hire, and it just is by coincidence, he says, that his canopy is actually black and gold. So I think he's got Anderson business coming to him because of that alone. Another round of applause for Whitney, please. And we will tee up our video now for Blair Carson.
Our second inductee this evening is Anderson native and baseball standout, Blair Carson. Blair was a gifted all-around standout on the diamond for the Trojans for 4 seasons, while seeing action as a pitcher, first baseman, and as an outfielder. In 2007, Blair helped lead the team to 29 wins in a Team CVAC tournament finals appearance, after winning 4 straight elimination games. Following his junior campaign, Blair was named first team all-conference and earned second team all-region after posting a .326 batting average. Blair capped off his collegiate career in 2009 by capturing all-conference accolades for the 2nd straight year, while being named to the all-tournament team and again garnering second team all-Southeast region honors. He was also named AU's Male Athlete of the Year. Blair led the Trojans in total bases during all 4 seasons and paced AU in home runs, hits, and RBI in both 2008 and 2009, and is still at the top of the school record books in career at-bats, hits, home runs, total bases, and extra base hits, while ranking 2nd in triples, RBI, and runs scored, and standing 10th with a .333 career batting average. He was later selected as a pitcher by the Cincinnati Reds in the 42nd round of the 2009 MLB Draft. Following his professional career, Blair served as head coach at Hilton Head High School and led the Seahawks to a postseason each year, while notching an impressive 71-24 overall record. After his coaching stint in the Low Country, the Westside High School standout was tabbed to lead the Crescent High School baseball program in 2017. After 6 seasons in Iva, Blair owns a 79-61 overall record at the helm of the Tiger program and has guided the Tigers to the postseason in 2 of the last 3 seasons, while capturing the regional and district championships both times. He was named South Carolina 3A Coach of the Year while leading Crescent to the 2019 Upper State Championship. Please welcome our 2022 Anderson University Hall of Fame inductee, Blair Carson.
So, same question, Hall of Famer. That's a pretty good title, yeah? Now, I think the microphone may be popping in and out. It was on video, so how about now? Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, again, we practiced this for 3.5 hours. That's on me. We have a follow-up video to the other video.
Hello, my name is Joe Miller. I had the honor of coaching Blair Carson at Anderson University. Congratulations, Blair, on your much-deserved election to the AU Hall of Fame. You still remain the career leader in 6 offensive categories at Anderson, and you were drafted as a pitcher. In my career of college coaching, you are by far the best all-around player I had the opportunity to coach. Thank you for the contributions you made to Anderson University baseball program on and off the field. Your teammates and I are excited to see you receive this recognition. Thank you.
Now I'll ask. Hall of Famer, how's that sound?
Really and truly, it just made me happy. As highly as I think of AU and AC my first year here, I just thought about Coach Miller, like on that video, and Coach Rutland, and they hate for me to call him Coach now, but that's how I first met him. And then Will I played with, and he coached me in Legion ball. I was just happy. Just loved every single second of my time here. And even though I'm from Anderson, growing up here, it was kind of neat because it felt like I still got away from home, but still, this was like a good transition for me. So overall, I was just happy and honored.
So many kids growing up play a variety of sports. How did you settle on baseball?
The team aspect of it. Really and truly, I grew up probably a better golfer, really and truly, but didn't like. As I got older, really about in 9th grade, I didn't like that I was always out there playing by myself, and played baseball throughout that whole time. And then I'm like, I miss my buddies. So that's for me. That's what kind of transitioned me into playing baseball full time, and now I just play golf for fun.
You constantly hit over 300 during your career. What attributed to that? Tell me about the keenness of your eye. You obviously saw the ball differently than other people did.
I don't know if it was my vision or the fact that I was probably overly aggressive. And Coach Miller would probably say something to that because I didn't walk very often, and I probably struck out a little bit more than I should have. But I was very lucky. From an early age on, my dad, he was a very big baseball guy. I had really good coaches all the way through. So, really and truly, I think I just always trusted them to put me in good positions to perform well, and I just loved to practice. I'd love to tell you one thing that made a difference for me, but I think it was just hitting a lot, I guess, and that's what I think helped me more than anything.
We talked about your eye. If you go and take a look at Blair's totals, the one thing that you may not see within the stat is his ability to not only get on base, but total bases as well as extra base hits. Now, you had a good eye, but you seemingly had some pretty good wheels as well, at least you used to anyway.
Definitely used to. Yeah, that's funny because in high school I really didn't run well at all. I was pretty heavy-footed. But I think as I started I got a little bit taller in college, and hitting the weight room a little bit more than we did in high school. I think that all just kind of correlated. So yeah, once I got going, I was not the quickest thing in the world, but if I could get stretched out on a double or first to third, something like that, I could get going okay. But I guess Coach Miller trusted me enough to put me in the outfield, being that I had never played outfield before until I got here. So I guess I could run a little bit.
Pretty smart guy. We saw the picture of you with the Dayton Dragon. How much of a difference was there between college ball and pro ball?
Oh, huge. I'll never forget. I'll make this story quick. So right after I got drafted, they sent me down to Sarasota, which was rookie ball. And I remember being a hitter, now all I'm doing is pitching. And you can only do so much. Once you throw and work out, you're kind of done for the day. So you're shagging balls, and I didn't necessarily like that because I was used to hitting too while I pitched here. So that was a very big adjustment for me. But I'll never forget, get down there, and they had 16-year-old Latin kids who were like, skinny as a rail, hitting them over the batter's eye in center field with a wooden bat. And I'm like, now I see why I wasn't drafted as a hitter. But the biggest thing was what I loved about the transition was everyone was obsessed with being as good as they could possibly be at the professional level. And that was one thing that I tried to be while I was here. probably second to just trying to be a good teammate. So that was the biggest transition for me. It was just trying to meet that expectation every day.
This is a behind-the-curtain question, and it's not really about you, and I apologize for that. But you're able to take us somewhere that a lot of us have not been. We're inside the World Series window now with it starting tomorrow night. How good are these guys that we're going to start watching this weekend?
Unreal. Like, that's what I coaching high school ball now. Some of my boys will say, oh, man, so-and-so, he's not very good. And I'm like, trust me, if you're watching him on TV, he's really, really, really good. I don't care if he never comes off the bench, but he's really good. So, no, those guys are surprisingly athletic. Even a lot of the pitchers who've been pitching since high school and in college, and a lot of them were drafted out of high school if they're at the big league level. All of them are very, very athletic for the most, especially nowadays, probably even more so than when I was playing. Just the weight training and all the speed stuff has really changed how the pro game has kind of what it's become now.
Who would you like to thank tonight?
Oh, that's the whole reason I was excited about tonight. But my whole family, they been in Anderson my whole life. I've been very lucky because I had a lot of people surrounding me that would help me at the drop of a hat under any circumstances. Coach Miller, Coach Rutland, they were awesome while I was here. And really and truly, beyond just enjoying practicing every day, they kind of let me do my thing and just, really be what I wanted to be. And I just wanted to be a good ball player, and they were there to support me. I played all over the place, and they came as much as they possibly could. So thank y'all for that.
Hall of Famer Blair Carson, everybody. Our next inductee is Reef Kyle.
Our third inductee of the evening is wrestler Karif Robertson. Karif, who won the first 9 matches of his collegiate career, went on to post a stellar 24-12 record at the 174-pound weight class during his freshman season and qualified for the NCAA National Championships during his first winter in the Electric City. Karif captured 3 awards as a freshman in 2003. He was named AU's top male athlete while taking home AU's most outstanding wrestler honors for the first of 3 consecutive seasons. The Yermo native was also honored with a Tom Hoppler Memorial Award in honor of former Anderson wrestler Tom Hoppler, who was tragically killed in an automobile accident during the summer of 1999. Karif began his sophomore campaign on another strong note, winning his first 7 outings. He lost just 1 decision over his next 14 matches, while finishing the season with a 23-4 mark and qualifying for the NCAA National Championships the second time in as many years. Perhaps saving his best for last, Karif started his junior season with 6 consecutive victories and later wrapped up the campaign with 15 straight wins while winning the national championship at 174 pounds, Anderson's first title as a member of the NCAA Division II. Karif finished his career with 70 wins and just 24 losses, while taking home his second AU Male Athlete of the Year honors. During his NCAA championship bout with Minnesota State's Mankado's Travis Krinke, who went on to become a 4-time All-American, Karif separated his shoulder within 2 minutes remaining in regulation with a score tied 4-4 before winning the match on a takedown 45 seconds into overtime. Please welcome our 2022 Anderson Hall of Fame inductee, Karif Robertson.
So here's your bonus video.
Hello, this is Tim Morrissey. I was an assistant coach for the wrestling program when Karif Robertson was a student athlete there at Anderson University. It's a huge pleasure of mine to be able to share some thoughts and some support for Karif as he gets inducted to the Anderson University Athletic Hall of Fame. It is a well-deserved honor. I'm so proud of him as a person and as a student athlete, but I also consider that time that I got to share with him during his journey there at Anderson University as an assistant coach. While it was just a small part, I got to sit a good front row seat and to watch just the amazing accomplishments that he was able to do. Karif, your athleticism was off the charts. It was just an amazing display of strength and quickness and ability, agility, and wrestling ability to do what you did. I think what put you over the top was your work ethic, your tenacity, and your overall competitiveness. You worked extremely hard before and after practice, in the early mornings, late at night. You knew it. You had a goal. You achieved it. I'm just so proud of you. And I'm so honored that I was able to share a little part of that success that you have. So congratulations on the induction to the Anderson University Hall of Fame, Athletic Hall of Fame. You deserve it. Congrats. Thank you to Anderson University for the recognition of Karif Robertson. He is what?
Hall of Famer. How does a Hall of Fame title sound?
Oh, wow. By the way, I have more wins than 70.
Yeah, but the video's already been produced. It's already been shared. So.
I'm honored, and I used to think I was great, but now getting inducted with everybody else here, I feel legendary. So I feel legendary.
Wrestling is not a glamorous sport. What attracted you to it?
I got a buddy who's here. Really, my coach said, he got me off the football field, and he said, hey, you should come wrestle. And I tried to quit my first year in high school as a freshman, but I guess just, I don't know, maybe getting beat up. I just, glutton for pain, glutton for punishment, I don't know.
I like getting beat up, so I think I'll wrestle.
Yeah.
You won, the video mentioned you won your first 7 matches starting out. You knew wrestling, though, at an early age. You're sort of blowing it off that maybe you weren't sure, but the first 7 matches, that's not by chance.
Yes, sir. How can I say? I had good training partners. I had great coaches. And like he said, I just put a whole bunch of my energy, instead of being crazy on campus, into training, working out, and, having fun with what I enjoy doing.
Where does that energy come from?
Oh, shoot. Biology, but to be honest, I guess, putting your faith in, the power above, and just eating healthy, and just my desire to want to win and want to compete. I don't know how to explain it.
No, that explains it well. You won a whole lot, 70 by your account.
Oh, about 85.
About 85.
Yeah, it's about 85.
About another 3 minutes, this fish is going to be this big.
It's about 85.
But you did lose a few times.
Yeah, of course.
So because a lot of us in this room, most everybody in this room is not a wrestler, what does it take for one man to overtake another on the mat? So you lost. Really, I'm asking, so why did you lose matches you lost?
Oh, wow. If you ask any combative artist or any athlete in here, you always remember the losses more than you remember. I know I do. I remember the losses more than anything else. And to lose really is to learn, really. So those losses, I knew what I had to go back and do. I knew how I didn't want to feel that again. I remember the pain. I can remember like yesterday. My family and friends over there, they probably were with me some of those times. And I just remember, dag blasted, I don't want to lose. So you train, to compete at your highest level, and that's what the losses make you do.
So take yourself back to the moment that you're recognized publicly as AU's Male Athlete of the Year. In that moment, did you say to yourself, this gives wrestling a little bit more credibility, this highlights wrestling a little bit more?
Yeah, of course. I was excited, and even though I'm surprised I didn't show that picture. My face looked like a puffish in that picture at that ceremony. It was all puffed up. And, just the hard work, because sports like wrestling, like Clemson dropped their program, and I know Anderson recently dropped theirs. It was just, I feel like an ambassador for the sport, just to work hard and give it recognition.
Speaking of ambassador, you're an ambassador at the national level. Describe what it meant. Describe the feeling of being in that national championship arena for the NCAA.
I was starstruck because in the finals match, you walk up on this pole. It's like you're going up a mountain. I was like, oh, wow, the lights are bright. And I got up there, and they said, something, Minnesota. And all the crowd said, yeah. Then they called my name. They said, boo. I said, oh, shoot. I said, I'm here now. So, yeah, it's an honor, and I'm grateful for it. You work your whole career just to, to get to the top, the pinnacle.
So for those aspiring to be wrestlers, not only do you get beat up, you get booed as well. Sign me up, Mom. The video did mention, though, that you separated your shoulder, broke your shoulder.
I separated dislocation, yes, sir.
In the national final, you still go to overtime. With a separated shoulder, you still take home the trophy. How does that happen?
Adrenaline, man. That's all it is. Adrenaline, and I knew myself. I said, man, if I don't do it this year, I'm probably not going to come back to this level. I was beat up, wore out with wrestling, and I just went for the gusto. I don't know what else to say.
You probably can't answer the question, but I'm going to ask anyway. From the time you separated your shoulder to the end of the match, how much real time went by? Was it 2 minutes? Was it 10 minutes? How long did you play hurt?
Play?
I'm sorry. I don't know what the vernacular is for wrestling.
Okay. If I had to guess, I would say a minute. It might have been a little longer, a little less, because it was a sudden death period. So the next point wins.
I feel like I'm in sudden death right now too. Do you miss it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, not at a competitive level, but being around it and I do coach it seldomly at my leisure. But competing, I miss it. We used to say in the locker room, wrestling's like an unfaithful girlfriend, man. You kind of love it, kind of don't like so. Oh, man.
Boy, I'm really glad we're at the end of this one.
Yeah.
Who would you like to thank tonight?
Like everyone else, I just got to thank my family who over there in those two tables because, man, they sure stuck with me when I needed money, when I needed expenses. Everybody knows in here that's been in college, you don't have any money. So when I needed gas and when I wanted to go to Clemson on Thursday nights, they helped me, pick me up. I mean, so they were there for all that and kept me straight. So I thank my family over there in the corner the most.
It was wrestling practice at Clemson on a Thursday night,
Yeah, it was
right?
wrestling practice, study hall.
Reeve Kyle, everyone, Hall of Famer.
Right. Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah. All right.
So what Karif doesn't know is that we don't have it yet because we had to design it. We had to make it right. But we got him a national championship ring to recognize his national champion for AU. So if you look on the screen, there it is. Pretty cool, right? Yes. Yeah, there we go.
I wouldn't want to be Clay Huggins right now having to follow that act. But ladies and gentlemen, to the video, Clay Huggins.
Our fourth inductee this evening is the Anderson native and 4 years men's basketball starter, Clay Huggins. Clay graduated as the school's all-time leading scorer in rebounding, assists, steals, and minutes played. The durable 6'6" guard started all 108 games for the Trojans from 1998 to 2002 and currently ranks 7th in the school record books with 1,314 points. After averaging nearly a double-double during his career with 12.2 points and 8.3 rebounds per game. Clay recorded 26 double-doubles and notched 3 triple-doubles during his time with the Black and Gold. Clay was named the 1999 CVAC Freshman of the Year after averaging more than 12 points per contest. 2 seasons later, he averaged a career-best 13.9 points per game and captured second-team All-CVAC honors. He helped make the 2001-2002 campaign even more memorable as AU went 18-10 overall and tied perennial CVAC powerhouse Belmont Abbey for the regular season championship with a 16-4 league mark. Trojans put together a 9-game win streak and won all 10 of their CVAC home games. Clay averaged more than 12 points per game during the season and earned first-team All-Conference honors while garnering CVAC All-Tournament accolades. Second-seeded AU defeated Limestone in the CVAC Tournament quarterfinals for the Trojans' first ever CVAC Tournament victory. Off the court, Huggins was among a league-leading 85 Anderson student-athletes named to the 2001-2002 CVAC Presidential Honor Roll. Please welcome our 2022 Anderson Hall of Fame inductee, Clay Huggins.
And here is your bonus video.
Hi, this is Kevin Pedersen, head women's basketball coach at Coastal Carolina and former assistant men's basketball coach at Anderson College and former head women's basketball coach at Anderson College. My 3 favorite memories from being a men's assistant coach at Anderson College. Number 1, watching Nelson Joseph dunk, one of the more impressive athletes I've ever had the pleasure of coaching. Number 2, watching Andy Pitt and Adam McClain argue and inevitably get into some type of altercation during practice. And number 3, watching Clay Huggins play. By far the most complete point guard I've ever had the pleasure of coaching. Whether it's your passing, your shooting, your rebounding, even though your shot and your elbow was all the way out here, you found a way to make it work. It was an unbelievable sight. And we had a championship team because of you and your leadership and your impact on the game. I always knew, too, at the end of the game, if our film went bad, I could find Spoon, and your father was going to have a copy of that game, and he let us borrow it and retape it if we needed to. I know you know this, but there was no man who enjoyed watching you play the game and who was more proud of you than your father was. So I'd like to think that your coaches were maybe a close second. But we loved coaching you, Clay. We're super happy for you, very proud of you. No man is more deserving of this honor than you are. Congratulations.
I can't tell if he complimented you or not. You were third on the list, and he busted you over the chicken wing.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer, how does that sound?
Wow. When I got the phone call, it's kind of like, I'm that old already? Hold on now. It was a great honor. You work your whole life just to play the sport you love, and then to be honored years later, it's a great accolade, and just grateful for the opportunity and all the other athletes too. Congratulations.
That's a really good layup, though, to the follow-up question. It's been 20 years. Where does the time go?
Fast. My dad used to always say, time flies the older you get, and, I'm here with my family, all my kids. Just looking back, 20 years seems like a blink in the eye, but I enjoyed every minute here, enjoy every minute now. Just learn to be the best I can at whatever I'm doing. So,
why Anderson at the time? Why did you choose it, or why did they choose you?
Oh, yeah, why Anderson? Yeah, good question. Anderson native, I always grew up here, went to high school right up the street. I used to actually come here when I was at junior college and watch them when they played, Coach Linton and them. And then I used to sneak over here. There used to be a gym over here where the nursing program is now, and used to play with some of the guys and had a relationship. And then, I had a relationship with them, and I had, you have some options here and there, and I had established relationships. But ultimately, it was Coach Linton, the guy we'll honor in just a couple more right after me. I don't know, whatever. But Coach Steve Linton, he was one of the humblest men I knew. I knew him briefly, about a year. He recruited me here with Andy Pitt and Robbie Seabrook, but, he was just a gentle soul. He looked at you, and he wasn't worried about, your basketball or this or that. He was just looking at you as a person and wanting the best for you. So ultimately, it was Coach Linton and then a relationship with the teammates I had.
When you look at your numbers, it appears that you're in the zone every night. Was that the case?
Well, you got to show up. So it was one of those things. I bred basketball since I was little, and so I was a different player in practice and just pickup. But something when the game, you got referees and the tip-off, everything triggers. You don't hear the crowd or anything else, and it was just focus. I tried to do my best. I went through life. I know sometimes I wasn't the shortest. I was not the tallest. Sometimes I wasn't the quickest. So when I was out there, everything else went silent and tried to do my best.
Clear the mechanism, right? Kevin Costner in the movie For Love of the Game.
Yeah.
When you think about the long stretch that was a season, beyond practice, how did you keep yourself prepared in training, in shape? What did you do off of the floor that kept you prepared for being on the floor?
It's just studying the game. I don't play a lot now and probably won't just because injuries maybe, but It's just watching the game and studying and learning from other athletes and basketball players at the time. It's just playing the game constantly. You know, you practice what you perfect, and you know, so you become perfect at it. So it's just playing and playing and playing, and then the off season, the same thing. We play pick up and pick up and pick up, and just constantly, you know, bettering your game.
Through all of that, was there a part of your game that you never perfected, that you never quite accomplished what you wanted to?
Obviously, my shooting, Coach Pedersen, what he said, but you just try to do your best. I don't think you can ever get to a perfect stage, whether it's shooting, dribbling, passing, or anything. You know, you set goals and accolades and objectives while you're here playing, and you know, you go for that and let the cards fall where they are. You know, and you know, to get Hall of Fame, to be honored for all that is, you know, I'm grateful for that. So.
We established that you've been gone for 2 decades. How much of the game of basketball has changed in 20 years?
Oh, it's changed. It's changed a lot. I don't know if you watch it on TV. It's a lot faster pace. I could say defense is a little slimmer now. It's a little. They get a little more sensitive. You could probably see them crying on TV sometimes. But it's changed dramatically with the shot in general. I mean, you have to have a pull-up jumper. You have to have a three. You have to be, I guess, universal player pretty much now. You know, back when I played, back in the day, you know, we had basket goals and stuff. But just kidding. But no, it's everybody had a position. Now your position is everywhere pretty much, other than maybe the center. So it's changed a lot, and it's really fast paced.
Fill in the blank for me. If it weren't for Anderson, then what?
That's a good question. If it weren't for Anderson, where would I be? If it weren't for Anderson, I'd probably be, you know, no, it's a good question. You try to get me off that. You're supposed to pre-question me on this stuff with an email or something, you know.
That's the fun of it, right?
But I think I'd still be the same, you know. Have a big family, love my wife, thankful for my family, my mom and my brothers, my friends and my teammates. But thankful for the relationships I established in life and what God's placed in my life, no matter what. You know, I don't think if I had basketball, if I had basketball somewhere else, you know, I think you'll still have those relationships.
Who would you like to thank tonight?
Ooh, get me. There's so many people for me to even be here. You know, growing up loving basketball, there were so many people that put life in me and said, you're going to be something, be this and that. And, you know, from coaches to teammates to just random people I used to play pickup with at courts in general. But, you know, ultimately it's my family, my mom and my dad. I just know, you're going to tear me up now. But, you know, my dad passed at 17, but he was my biggest fan. Him and my mom are always supporting me no matter what. I mean, they'd work all the time to support me, but he was there. I think in my career, you know, I was here 4 years. I think my dad missed one game. It doesn't matter where we were playing. I'm playing up in, you know, the state of Virginia or Georgia or whatever. If you asked any of my teammates, he was always there with a video camera. So, but I'm thankful for my mom, dad, my brother's support, and I'm thankful for my family now. But,
Hall of Famer Clay Huggins, everyone. Clay, thank you. To the video we go, and Deidra Langston.
Our fifth inductee of the evening is women's basketball standout Deidra Langston. The native of Gainesville, Georgia, put on one of the most impressive careers in Anderson history. A fierce competitor from 2003 to 2007, she made 123 career starts and played in 130 games. Deidra helped lead the Trojans to one of the best 4-year stretches and one of the best seasons in black and gold history, with the team earning a program record 33 wins and 3 losses and a 19-1 conference slate in 2004-2005. The Trojans won the CVAC regular season title, the CVAC tournament title, and earned a trip to the NCAA Sweet 16. In total, the Trojans were 109-23 overall and 68-12 in conference play, winning 2 CVAC regular season titles, 3 CVAC tournament titles, and making 4 trips to the NCAA tournament. Deidra finished her career as an All-American, a 2-time All-Region selection, 4-time All-CVAC honoree, 4-time CVAC All-Tournament selection, CVAC Player of the Year, CVAC Athlete of the Year, and she was named to the all-time CVAC women's basketball team. Deidra's name can be found all over the Anderson career record books, where she is currently top 10 in 15 different categories. She still holds top honors in field goals made, free throws attempted, and offensive rebounds, ranking second in scoring, steals, and games started. Deidra also recorded a noteworthy 24 career double-doubles. Following her career, she helped the Trojans to yet another conference title and a trip to the NCAA tournament as a graduate assistant for the 2007-2008 season. Deidra can now be found roaming the sidelines at Powdersville Middle School as she enters her 5th season as the girls' basketball head coach. Please welcome our 2022 Anderson Hall of Fame inductee, Deidra Langston.
And we have a This Is Your Life video for you as well.
Deidra Langston, or as we called you, Dee Dee. I'll never forget the first time you walked in our gym wearing the most hideous, bright neon shoes I think I'd ever seen. I remember looking at Coach Greg saying, this kid better be good. And boy, were you. I will forever be thankful and grateful for the hard work you gave us, but not only that, for the person that you were. Spending time with you on and off the floor, you always made the job enjoyable. You always had a smile that could light up a gym. And I'm extremely happy for you, Bobby, Evelyn. I don't think Anderson could find a more deserving player than Dee Dee Langston to go into their Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
My name is Jeff Dow. I'm the head women's basketball coach at the University of the Incarnate Word. However, from 2005 to 2008, I was the head women's coach at Anderson University, and I had the privilege and honor of coaching Dee Dee Langston her junior and senior years from 2005 to 2007. Dee Dee, congratulations on being inducted into the Anderson University Athletics Hall of Fame. It was a tremendous honor and privilege for me to be able to coach you those last 2 seasons. The things that really stood out to me regarding Dee Dee, obviously she was a tremendous player and put up a lot of points and got a lot of rebounds, but just the ultimate competitor. And she was all about the team, very unselfish, played hard every day, very consistent. I don't know that she had a bad practice in the 2 years that we were together. So congratulations, Dee Dee. 32 years later, and since I've been coaching women's basketball, you're still one of the all-time greats, and certainly a tremendous ambassador for the women's basketball program, the athletics program at Anderson University, and Anderson University as a whole. Well done.
Hall of Famer, how does that sound?
Sounds really good. I know my friend, she told me, I don't think you realize like what this means. And I guess I was just kind of nonchalant about it, but I'm just like, did what I knew to do. And always when I saw Winfred Green, he would always be like, Hall of Famer. And this was like years ago, like every time he would see me, Hall of Famer. So it was just a good feeling though to hear him say that all the time and just smile.
You played in 130 games. Coming out of high school, did you know you would play early and often? Do you have that sense about your game that you'd be that much of an impact that early, that often?
I actually did not. I love basketball. I did it. I started off because it was fun. And then I realized that I loved it so much and I just wanted to compete and just continue doing it. And getting to college, I didn't think about going to college to play basketball, but then when I heard about this school's looking at you or that school's looking at you, I'm like, oh, okay, I can continue playing. But I did not know like what I would be able to accomplish because I was just doing it just because I loved it so much.
You won a whole lot when you were here. How did it affect you when you lost? Because you've been a winner more times than you've ever been a loser. So how did it affect you when you lost?
It wasn't too good. I did not like to lose, and I also did not to lose and only have a cheeseburger and a fry when we lost to Barton on the way home. So we didn't like to lose because it was not fun running, things like that. But for me personally, I always want to beat the best person. So especially losing to somebody that's really good, it's like, I just wanted to, beat that person or beat that team. So did not feel good.
So anytime you drive through Wilson, you're like, I'm not eating a cheeseburger, I'm not eating fries.
And we didn't get off the bus either.
Wow. You better win or else you, okay. you reached the championship status several times, and it always seemed like you were competing for a really big trophy. But did you have to win a title in order to call the season a success?
I don't think so. I just wanted our team to be successful and just have fun while doing it, because I believe that we truly had a lot of fun playing here at Anderson, and obviously we want to win, but at the same time, it's just doing it because you love it and it's fun, and like trying your best every single day. That's really what matters. So
this is a negative skew on a question. Is there anything that you didn't accomplish here that you wanted to?
Yes, my senior year, if I'm not getting this wrong, not winning the conference championship that year. Like, I wanted it so bad because we had done so well, and I wanted to win again, and that really tore me up.
Are there any regrets during your playing days?
I don't think I have any regrets. I think I, left it all out there and tried my best, and, had to stay out of foul trouble. I know my dad would always let me know when I had fouls or if I should have had another foul. So, no, I just loved doing what I was doing, and, could have stayed on the floor longer if I hadn't have been in foul trouble here and there. So.
This is not a DD question. This is almost along the lines of the professional baseball question that we talked about earlier. Women's basketball still, if you look at the attendance numbers, women's basketball across the country still has not reached that next pinnacle of interest. Why do you guess that is?
I'm not sure, but I know obviously started off with, men playing, and people just gravitate more so with the excitement and the dunking, and it's just hard to get, I guess, for some people to get into women's basketball. But I feel like we've come definitely a long way, and it will continue to get better. But I can't give you an answer for that.
That's fine. Again, it's just insights given your background and how you're watching the game now. Middle school basketball coach, right?
Actually, I teach at the middle school, but I coach at the high school.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So what is it about that forum, that venue, that age? What is it about these kids that you're teaching? What is it that you like teaching this generation? Because you were here for a year coaching, right, afterwards?
I was.
But then you made the move to the prep level. Why? All that in one.
Coaching here was kind of a surprise. Getting that phone call to come in and being an assistant coach, I was like, to be a coach? I'm not even finished with school completely yet. But I always knew I wanted to teach and, maybe coach one day. In middle school, I just love that age because you can just teach them so much, and they're still willing to learn. And in high school basketball, I had to work my way into it, but I never wanted to just jump right into it because I wanted to get the experience, and just, even though I had been at a higher level, but still you're working with a different age group. So just starting at that lower level, working my way up, it's different, but I love it because they're fun, and it's just that age, and I feel like I can teach them so much just because of the type of person that I try to be. I try to push that onto them and make, it's outside of basketball. It's not just about basketball, but just teach them life skills and just different things. That's more important to me than just coaching basketball.
You can tell you're passionate about it. Who would you like to thank tonight?
I would like to thank my family for being here. My mom and dad, just like somebody else said, I don't think they missed a high school game, and they were here at pretty much every home game and just games that they could get to. But my family, most definitely, my teammates, my coaches, and all my friends that wanted to be here tonight and watching online. But I appreciate all of the support through all these years. And everybody here at Anderson University, because I still stay connected to a lot of people. So,
Hall of Famer Deidra Langston, everyone. Congratulations. You're very welcome. One more time for Deidra. We transition to Steve Linton.
Our sixth inductee of the evening is head coach and athletics director Steve Linton. A native of Statesville, North Carolina, Steve began his coaching career in the Electric City in 1985 and went on to lead Anderson College to 6 21 seasons and several appearances in the top 10 before the Trojans made the conversion from junior college to a 4-year school. In March 1994, Anderson was ranked #1 in the country in the junior college poll. While serving in the dual role of head coach and athletics director at Anderson College from 1985 to 1996, Coach Linton took on the challenge of leading the Anderson basketball program to Division II status in 1995. The highlight of Coach Linton's final 4 seasons was a 79-77 victory over Winthrop University, marking Anderson's first ever victory over an NCAA Division I school. Coach Linton had a career record of 366 wins and 240 losses over a 22-year span as a collegiate head coach at both North Greenville and Anderson. Steve graduated from Lee's McRae Junior College in East Tennessee State, a 4-sport letterman in basketball, football, baseball, and track. He served as co-captain in both basketball and baseball, and was later inducted to the Lee's McRae Hall of Fame. Coach Linton began his coaching career at Madison Junior High School in Titusville, Florida, before serving a 1-year stint in North Carolina at Franklin High School in 1972. He then built a winning program at North Greenville College from 1978 to 1985 in Tigerville before taking the job at Anderson. He also served as athletics director at North Greenville College during that time. On the 1998-1999 campaign at Anderson, Linton accepted an assistant coaching position at Virginia Tech and was on the Hokies staff during the years that they transitioned from the Atlantic 10 to the Big East to the ACC. Before retiring, Coach Linton returned to his hometown to coach at Newton Conover High School. Accepting in Steve's memory, please welcome his wife, Miss Pam Linton.
And for the Linton family, here is your bonus video.
Hi, my name is Scott Taylor, and I run the Anderson University Post Office. Been here about 10 years. Had the distinct privilege of not only knowing Coach Linton, but being his next-door neighbor for a long time while he was here. The one thing that stands out about Coach is his character. Just loved people, loved the students, loved basketball. This is back when Anderson was a junior college. So he'd get recruits in, keep them 2 years, and then they would go. But he was just a wonderful man, knew basketball up one side and down the other. It ran in his family. But just what a great man he was, and such an honor to have him in the Anderson University Hall of Fame.
Pre-game, I had a chance to talk to Shane a little bit, and this is a little bit different for me, and I think it's going to be a little bit different for the family, but we've collaborated. I think we're in a good place. The questions that I've created so that the family can answer as though they were the coach. I want to stay in the theme of the Q&A that we've had tonight, and I'm sort of curious on how this will go. So at some point, Shane may take the microphone from Pam.
I'm the phone a friend.
Phone a friend, he said. When the question becomes who was the favorite child, obviously Shane will take that question. So as though we're talking to Coach, what brought you to Anderson? If you'll hold it up a little bit closer.
Okay.
There you go.
We were at North Greenville, and I think it was, oh, sorry. This is Coach's job, not my job. Okay. We were at North Greenville, and he was recruited from Anderson to come and be here. And so it was a hard decision from North Greenville to Anderson, because we had a lot of friends there, had been there. But we decided to make the trip over, so we came.
If you look at your background, you seem to be a small college kind of guy. Am I wrong in that?
How would you answer it?
Phone a friend. And so one of the reasons it was a small college town is just because Anderson was so special. The town was special. The staff here was special. Our church, Boulevard Baptist, it was special. Most of the staff here went to Boulevard Baptist at the time. And so it was just a special place. And so didn't want to take the kids away from their friends, and it was just such a wonderful place. And so that's why.
Describe the challenges of being both an AD and a head coach.
Well, that's a tough one, too. So I can tell you from experience, because my baseball player friends that I was in the dorms with would complain that basketball got all the money. Joe? And so, and so that was and it's because the basketball coach was the athletic director, is what they said and things like that. So you had to deal with that kind of thing, but that wasn't the case. But
You transitioned Anderson into Division II. Was that a heavy lift as either AD or coach? How hard was that to transition from one place to another? NCAA Division II, I mean, there's a big difference from where the college had been. How tough was it?
So I wouldn't say it was tough because kids are kids, and that's the important part of it, right? And so the harder part was just the level of competition and the number of scholarships compared to some of the other teams we were playing and their number of scholarship players.
In the 22 years of being a head coach elsewhere and at Anderson, again, using the idea that I'm sitting with Steve, what did you learn about yourself during those 22 years? How did you evolve as a person, as a coach, as an administrator? Tell us about the journey.
I would say probably I was affected and grew from the relationships I have with all the people I met along the way.
And the guys, Pam says. With a wry smile, and I think I'd like your mom to answer this one. With a wry smile, I ask, were you a better head coach or were you a better athletic director?
Okay, let's see how to answer that. Well, first of all, Coach would say, I don't know what he would say, but it wouldn't be for him. So I think for the AD and the coach, I think it was all about the kids and what he could do for them. And that's how he lived his life in coaching, because they were his goal, or I guess that's the wrong word, but
extended family.
Yeah, extended family. That's a good word. But he was just so worried about them, or wanted to improve them and help them in any way they could on and off the court, and that's what he did.
So we'll break character for a second. How would Steve define success?
I would say to look out at these guys right now if he were here, and he would say that that would be his success for the guys. Yes.
Just how successful they've been and how proud he is of all of them.
Pride. So who would Coach thank tonight if he were here?
I'm not used to this. He would first thank the good Lord for giving him the opportunity to do this all these years and to be with those boys and help them with their lives, not only on the court but off. And he would thank his family, especially his kids, Shane and Stephanie, and he would thank his friends. Just like Scott and Debbie took me to all the away games most of the time. And then we have Steve and Mary, who was always taking us to games, or taking me to games. So he would thank everybody for...
And a very special lady, Miss Becky Farmer.
Absolutely.
She was tremendous. And she won't say this, but he would mostly thank his wife for taking care of the children and doing all the things you have to do, setting up the room, the Trojan room, and while he's gone recruiting and things like that, and all the times she had to helm the fort when he was away, he would definitely say.
See, that's why you were Dad's favorite, right?
Yeah, and I hope this is on camera so we can show Steph later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Linton, Hall of Famer.
Thank you.
You guys make sure Coach can hear you. One more round of applause, please. And last but certainly not least, Lasse Soerweek.
Our final inductee for this evening is men's soccer standout Lasse Soerweek. During Lasse's career, AU accumulated 57 wins over his 4 seasons, the most successful 4-year span in school history. After being named first-team All-Conference in the league's Freshman of the Year in 2008, he helped lead the soccer team to the Conference Carolinas tournament title for the first time in history of the program. He went on to earn first-team All-Conference honors 3 more times. As a sophomore during Anderson's final year in the Conference Carolinas, the native from Flensburg, Germany led the Trojans to a number 11 national ranking and the best start in school history. The Black and Gold earned their first trip to the NCAA tournament as the number 2 seed, while the team's explosive offense ranked 7th nationally. Lasse was named to the NCAA Southeast Region All-Tournament team after scoring a pair of goals in 2 matches. Following his junior campaign, Lasse was named AU's Male Athlete of the Year, while being named to the South Atlantic Conference Player of the Year and earning a spot on the SAC All-Tournament team. He also claimed SAC Tournament MVP honors after notching a hat trick to lead the team to the conference tournament title and helped lead the Trojans to their second consecutive trip to the NCAA tournament, where they reached the NCAA Sweet 16. Lasse capped off the season by being Region Player of the Year and brought home first-team All-America honors, while ranking 3rd nationally in total points, 4th in both goals and assists, and 13th in points per match. Lasse wrapped up an incredible collegiate career by leading the Trojans to a school record 17-4 overall record, including a school record 11-match win streak and the South Atlantic Conference regular season championship with a perfect 9-0 conference mark. The Trojans went on to win the South Atlantic Conference Tournament Championship and climb as high as 6th in the national rankings, with Lasse being named SAC Player of the Year and to the SAC All-Tournament team, while capturing Southeast Region Player of the Year and first-team All-America honors for the 2nd straight year. For his career, Lasse scored 59 goals, including 16 game winners, and handed out 37 assists. Please welcome our 2022 Anderson Hall of Fame inductee, Lasse Soerweek.
And here's an extra well wish for you from the screen.
Congratulations, Lasse, on earning a spot in the Hall of Fame at Anderson. It's a well-deserved honor. You literally put Anderson University men's soccer on the map. You were an absolute pleasure to coach, great person, great player, the whole package, great teammate. You were just a light for our program, but always have incredible memories of your time at Anderson with me as a coach, and looking back in 25 years, this is my 25th year of coaching. In that amount of time, one of the best players ever to play for me, and I'm very happy for you and very excited for you getting into the Hall of Fame.
So, Hall of Famer, how does that sound?
That sounds awesome. I feel very honored. Back home in Germany, they don't really understand what it means for me to go into college here, going to into the Hall of Fame. For me, it means a lot. But I have to say, I really take this on behalf of my team for the 4 years, because what we had was really special. When I came over in 2008, I think we had 18 freshmen, and I think we had maybe like 4 or 5 Americans on the team. Everyone else was from all over the world. So that means I think 10 or 11 guys stayed for the entire 4 years. So we became family. We all left home from all over the world. We had nobody here. We didn't know anyone. So we became family. So yeah, it's for them as well.
You were the Freshman of the Year in one conference. You were Player of the Year your senior year. That's a hell of a pair of bookends. A lot of consistency in there. What contributed to that consistency for you?
Yeah, I was joking over there. What I was saying, what I'm gonna say, like, I didn't really work hard. I didn't go to the gym. I don't know. We had so much fun on and off the field. The bus trips we had, we were singing, we were dancing, we were doing all this kind of crazy stuff. And this is what I think like made the team. We had such a good chemistry, and yeah, in the end, well, I scored the goal somehow, but yeah, in the end, it really was about the team.
Yeah, you happened to score the goal. You scored the goal 16 times for a game winner. Did you go out every game thinking, I got this?
Yeah, I actually did. Yeah.
Pretty good. You don't train, you don't work out. That's not bad, right?
Yeah, I always. I feel confident about when I go out play soccer. I was never nervous about anything when I went on the field. When I went to the tryout back home in Germany, I wasn't nervous. Everyone keeps saying, "Yeah, this is just a really big opportunity for you." But I was like, "Yeah, but I'm just love playing soccer. I just do my thing. I'm not nervous about it, and I know what I can do, what I'm capable of." And this is what I did here, and it worked out pretty well.
There's a term we hear a lot in soccer, especially coming from the dugout, unlucky, right? The ball just didn't bounce the right way at the right time. But for Anderson during your time, there wasn't a whole lot of unlucky. You guys were pretty good.
Yeah, the ball bounced good most of the times, I guess. Only one time freshman year didn't go well. I know in the final we had penalty shootout against Lise McRae. Coach told me to go first, take the first penalty. I never did that in my life again, never did it before. I missed, we lost the game. But for that, I'm happy. I never take this penalty again for the first time ever to take last after that. And I don't know.
But rarely in soccer is the ball in the same place twice. How much of your play is instinct, knowing where that ball is headed?
Yeah, this is how it is in soccer. Most of the stuff is instincts. Of course, you practice here. You practice every day. Try to know where to run. Try to know how to fit in the game. Do your runs. Do your thing. But in soccer, like anything could happen, anything can happen, and most of the stuff is instincts. And in these 4 years, these instincts were really good. Or you see in like professional soccer players, they have 4 or 5 really, really good years, and then they have 2 years they're really off, and this is probably because something around the system or the coaches, they don't fit in well. Here I had amazing 3 coaches, and we all fit in. They let me do my thing. I know Coach Miller told me one time when I was in his office, he said, "Yeah, Lasse, you play this position and just do your thing. Just do what you want, do your thing, and then it's gonna work." And that helped me a lot.
You played soccer in Germany. You come here to play in America. You go back to play in Germany. What did you learn here that you were able to take back home?
Definitely the physical game. So much more physical it was over here. We had that 2 guys on the team, Stefan Hendry and President Markland. They were so physical, and these big guys just kicking people around. I wasn't used to that back home, and when I came back from here, people in Germany said, "Yeah, what are you doing? You're like kicking everyone, getting yellow cards." I was like, "Yeah, that's how I learned it over here." It was really took me maybe to another level back home.
Too funny. How did you know when to retire? What told you, okay, it's time to hang it up?
Well, I got injured. I had a bad knee injury, so I retired in 2021. But now I actually picked it back up again, playing over 32s back home. Practice once a week and have a game on the weekends.
You're like the Tom Brady of soccer. Yeah, okay. I'm coming back.
Yeah, I'm coming back. Yeah, so I haven't really retired yet.
There's going to be an awe moment here. Who would you like to thank tonight, especially the visitor to America for the first time?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, my wife. I've known her now for 8 years, so it's her first time here. Love to show her around here. She took the trip here. We're going to New York on Sunday. She was very worried about speaking English, talking to everyone on the table, but she's doing awesome.
Who else would you like to thank? Anybody else?
Of course. I would like to thank my family. I have to look in the camera because it's 2:30 in the morning in Germany. They're watching on YouTube. My family and my brother, they're watching. Thank you so much. Without them, I wouldn't be here. They paid for my bills. Awesome. Thank you a lot. And then I want to thank my 3 coaches over here, Coach D, Coach Stu, Coach Miller. You guys are awesome. You made this thing so, so good. I always say back home to all my friends who are good in soccer but don't make it to the high level, I say, guys, if you don't make it professionally back home, go to the States, get a scholarship, do this thing. It was the best 4 years. Can't say of my life, but it was very, very, very great 4 years. And I want to thank my teammates over the 4 years. I have no idea how many we had, but they were probably from 20 different countries all over the world. And yeah, now I already thank my wife, but there was the last person I want to thank. Thank my wife, keeping up with me for the past 8 years, and let me do my thing. For the past 4 years, I played soccer a lot. She never said anything against it, so thank you for that.
Hall of Famer Lasse, everybody. Congratulations. One last round of applause, please, for our Hall of Famers.
Let's give a hand to Tripp. Great job tonight. Let's go. Man. Well, what an evening. You know, thank you guys for all being here. You know, there's a couple of things that I want to mention as we finish up because, you know, Clay, you mentioned it a little bit when you were talking, and you shared that you were a better person from your time here at Anderson. And when I get a chance to meet with our recruits, each coach sometimes brings them by, lets me talk to them a little bit. There's a handful of things we talk about, but the main thing I tell them is our expectation when you leave here is you're a better person than you came. A better man, a better woman, a future mom, future dad, brother, sister, whatever it might be, but you're a better person. And inevitably, you'll be a better ball player. You'll be a better runner. You know, you'll be a better, just generally speaking, whatever craft you do, you'll be better at that. But that's because you're a better person first. And that's where it starts for us at AU. Right? Our foundation is found in Christ. That's where, you know, that's where we begin. You know, when I talk about to my student athletes, talk about faith, relationships, accountability, and fun. And you know what I heard tonight? Faith, relationships, accountability, and fun. Right? Karif, you had a ton of fun wrestling, right? Now, winning was a big part of that, but it was huge. You know, when you think about all the running you did and the teammates that are around here, how much fun did you guys have? Sometimes we lose perspective in sport, and I hope we don't do that at Anderson. I tell my coaches, you win, you lose. That's all it is, because there's bigger things in life. And tonight, we get to experience life together. We celebrated men and women who not only did well in their craft, but are being successful in life because you know what? They're just winners in life. That's where it started for them. So at AU, that's where we start. Jesus first, and we don't shy away from that. And then we move from that. Let's build relationships, get to know people. And tonight was a fun night with people, right? You guys were accountable to your sport, to your teammates. You were accountable to your coaches. That's where I start. I'm accountable to my student athletes. I'm accountable to my teams. And then we go from there. And then we had fun. So I hope you guys had fun tonight. And I'm going to leave you with one verse. Isaiah 40:31 talks about find your hope in the Lord. So those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. That's our verse this year for our student athletes at AU. We're going to soar, right? We're going to run, and we're not going to be weary. We're going to walk, and we're not going to be faint. We're going to compete at a high level. Now, we're going to win everything? No. But Lord knows we're going to put our best foot forward. And we're going to do that because we want to represent you well. Clay, we want to make you proud. Karif, we want to make you proud. Miss Linton, we want to make you guys proud, right? We want to make you proud, Whitney. Blair, we want to make you proud. All right? Lasse, I want to make you proud, big guy. Deidra, we want to make you proud. Right? We want to continue to make this space special, and it starts with you guys. So thank you for joining us. And Glenn, I hope you had fun tonight, big guy. What do you think? We good? They joined you tonight, so make sure you give them some hugs at the end. All right? So this ends the evening, so you can take pictures, stick around as long as you want. The cameraman will be here for a little bit longer. I would like to ask for all of the members to come back up. I want to get a picture with you and your plaque that will stay here. So what we gave them tonight was their medal. We gave them a plaque they take home with the Trojan head, and then we'll put in our a Hall of Fame space, these plaques with their pictures, their busts. So it's pretty neat. So I would love you guys to come up real quick, take another picture for us. But you guys are welcome to mingle, hang around. We may have some more desserts back there if you want some out to eat. There could be some coffee. But thank you guys for coming. What a great night. And go Trojans.